Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DMT Geo Traders. My name is Taryn. Let's talk about Orzhov tokens in the modern format. So Orzhov Tokens is one of those few deck archetypes that is not necessarily tier 1, it's probably tier 2, but it's like maybe tier 1.5-ish. It's very close to being top tier. I really like it a lot, so let's go over it right here on the channel. And what would a token list be without a Gideon Ally of Zendikar here? We have 2 in total. This is a 4 mana 4 loyalty +1 until end of turn becomes a 5/5 indestructible creature that's still a planeswalker, which is nice. It's 0 though, creates a 2/2, which is very nice, and -4 creatures you control get +1/+1. So the kind of goal here is to +1 one time, then -4, and then just create 2/2s for the rest of the game that are actually 3/3s thanks to Gideon's emblem ability. So very nice there. Next up, for other actual planeswalkers in the deck list, we have Sauron, Solemn Visitor, a 4 mana 4 loyalty +1 until end of turn. Creatures you control get +1/+0, and lifelink. Very nice, especially because we have cards like Bitter Blossom in the deck list and Thoughtseize. -2, create a 2/2 black vampire creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Again, very nice. At -6, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. So -6 here is actually not very good for us. We want to go for a +1 here or a -2 if we need a 2/2 flyer. Either way, Sauron, Solemn Visitor is great at kind of helping us kind of get back in the game if we have lots of creature presence. Moving on to our actual spells here, we've got, of course, the classic Fatal Push now. It was a Aether Revolt staple in Standard, but now it's rotated. It's only in Modern now, in other formats, in older formats, of course. But Fatal Push is very good here, shutting down Tarmogoyfs, Death Shadows. If you have a fetch land, crack that, get a 4 mana cost or less permanent on the battlefield, which is very good, or a creature on the battlefield. Just very good for 1 black mana. Just all around an amazing card. Destroy target creature if it has converted mana cost 2 or less. Just simple, straightforward, and instant speed. Gotta love it. It's a complete 4 of in here. Next up for us, we've got Inquisition of Kozilek. This is kind of our turn 1 play to see what our opponent is on. 1 black mana sorcery. Target player reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it with converted mana cost 3 or less. That player discards that card. Super simple, straightforward, and to the point, and usually will maybe force a concede every now and again because opponents don't like it whenever you grab stuff from their hand on your turn 1, but also very good at being able to kind of figure out what your opponent is on, so you can hold back kind of token producers in your hand in case they have, like, you know, Anger the Gods, things like that. Lots of board sweepers. Next up for us, we've got Path to Exile, another good card for us to handle any kind of annoying things like Bloodghast, especially in the Hollow Index, exiling stuff, creatures especially. 1 white mana instant, exile target creature. Its controller may search his or her library for a basic land card, put that card onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle his or her library. This is good against the Delve decks and good against the Hollow Index, of course, Bloodghast being the primary target for Path to Exile, but also just a good removal spell overall for any kind of creature on our opponent's side of the field. Next up for us, we've got Thoughtseize here, a 1 black mana sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. You lose 2 life. Again, similar to Inquisition of Kozilek here, but we get to grab whatever we want that's a non-land card, and very useful for us. Really good at being able to grab basically their biggest threat turn 1. Again, it's a great turn 1 play for us, but of course we do lose 2 lives, so we want to keep that in mind going throughout the match. Next up for us, we've got some token producers here. Raise the Alarm, a 2 mana instant, put 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield. This is an end step on your opponent's turn card. Very, very good for us. Kind of creating a instant speed token blocker for us if we need that. If we have Intangible Virtue in the battlefield, these are 2 2/2s, very powerful. Just a very good card overall for us at instant speed. Next up for us, we've got Ellis Persecution, a 2 mana instant until end of turn. Creatures you control get +1/+1. And creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. So if our opponent has a lot of mana producers like a Noble Hierarch, Birds of Paradise, stuff like that, Zealous Persecution is just a board wipe against them. Very, very powerful for 2 mana. It is very specific in that it is a 1 white and 1 black mana, but it is an instant speed, meaning we can use it on our opponent's turn before they get to tap out for anything powerful on their side of the field. So very good overall there. Next, of course, we have Lingering Souls here, a 3 mana sorcery. Create 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying, and it has flashback, meaning we can cast this from the graveyard for only 2 mana, but it's a 1 and a black instead of 2 and a white. So very good here. Getting 4 1/1 flyers is very powerful. And again, cards with like Intangible Virtue or the Sauron, Solemn Visitor make the token production here very powerful for us. Love Lingering Souls. So glad it's in this deck list. A full 4 of. Next up for us, we have Spectral Procession, a 3 white mana or 6 colorless sorcery. Put 3 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. So it's 1 less than Lingering Souls. But if we have 3 white mana specifically, we can cast this for just 3 mana. That's very powerful. It is a sorcery speed spell, just like Lingering Souls though, so we want to make sure that we cast this when we know that we're going to get an attack in within the following turn. Next up for us, we've got Timely Reinforcements. This is very good against a deck that likes to board wipe us. A 3 mana sorcery. If you have less life than your opponent, you gain 6 life. If you have fewer creatures than your opponent, put 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield. Very powerful, very good at being able to turn the tide in a battle, especially when we have cards like Intangible Virtue on the battlefield. I keep mentioning Intangible Virtue, but that card is like really good in this deck list. And Timely Reinforcements is very good against good tempo decks as well. Next up for us, we'll go to enchantments. We have Legion's Landing here, a 1 white mana legendary enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, we create a 1/1 lifelinker. Very good, and when we attack with 3 or more creatures, it flips turning into a land. It actually creates tokens for us that are 1/1 lifelinkers as well for just 3 mana. Very powerful again. Moving on to other enchantments here, we have Bitter Blossom. You know this is in the deck list. This is an Orzhov Tokens list. Bitter Blossom has to be in this list. A 2 mana tribal enchantment fairy. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you lose 1 life and you create 1/1 black fairy rogue creature token with flying. So very powerful. Has flying, so it means it's going to get over a lot of your opponent's creatures. And again, it's going to be every single turn. You do lose 1 life, but we have lots of life linking stuff in the deck as well, so that should be able to balance it out. And the 1 life loss actually doesn't really matter that much to us. Next up for us, we have, of course, Intangible Virtue. Mentioned it several times. A 2 mana enchantment. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. The +1/+1 is great, but the vigilance here is back-breaking against an opponent, especially because we have a lot of flyers in the deck list as well, lots of token flyers. Virtue is amazing. Stacking these is also ridiculous and usually back-breaking, conceding to a GG for our opponent. Moving on to our lands here, we have, of course, Godless Shrine, complete 4 of a Plain Swamp. This is hopefully going to be in the next standard set after Guilds of Ravnica. Enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 life. If you don't, Godless Shrine enters the battlefield tapped, so very good shock land for us. Marsh Flats is our fetch land in the deck list. Pay 1 life, sacrifice Marsh Flats, search your library for a Plains or a Swamp, which is, of course, we can search for Godless Shrine because it is a Plains and Swamp. And with another fetch land, we have Windswept Heath, doing the same thing but for a forest and Plains. And because we can search for a Plains, we're going to search again for a Godless Shrine or just a regular Plains if we need to. Another non-basic land card for us in here is a Vault of the Archangel, just to complete 1 of here. Add 1 colors to your mana pool, or you can pay for tap it. Creatures you control gain Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. Death Touch, not so important to us. The lifelink is what's more important to us because it does mean it gives us a few extra turns to kind of, turn the tide in the battle against an opponent or survive against our own Bitter Blossom. So very good card overall for us in the land base. And just basic lands here, we have 4 Swamp and 4 Plains, and that is the full 60. Let's move on to the sideboard. The sideboard for us is just basic removal and basic tempo against most of the meta right now in Modern. We have 1 more Path to Exile against a more heavy creature-based strategy. The mono red aggro decks, the human decks, anything like that where it's giving them a lot of value on the battlefield. We also have Surgical Extraction here for removing stuff from their graveyard, or removing, Tron lands or something like that. Choose a target card in a graveyard other than a basic land card. Search its owner's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that card and exile them. Then that player shuffle his or her hand, so very good overall for that. Collective Brutality is here against the more control-heavy strategies against Jeskai control, Azuria's control, and pretty good against Storm as well. Escalate, discard a card. Opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose an instant or sorcery card from it. That player discards that card, or target creature gets -2/-2 into a turn, or target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Doing a lot of stuff here, and of course we can do all 3 if we cast this and discard 2 cards as well. Next up for us, we have Damping Sphere. This is here against the Tron decks. This is here against the Storm decks. Very good card in here in the sideboard. 2 mana artifact. If a land is tapped for more than 2 mana, it produces 1 colorless instead of any other type of an amount. Each spell a player casts costs 1 colorless more to cast for each other spell that player casts this turn. So again, Storm is all about casting lots of spells in a single turn, and Damping Sphere is a really good way of shutting that entire strategy down. Just a very good card for that. But also, again, very good at being able to shut down Tron as well. Next up for us, we have Disenchant here. This is against the more Detention Sphere decks, the more Ensnaring Bridge decks, those kind of things. A 2 mana instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment, simple, straightforward, and instant speed. Next up we have Rest in Peace, good against the Hollow One decks, good against the Delve decks, and the Dredge decks going around right now. 2 mana enchantment. When there's a battlefield, exile all cards from all graveyards. If a token or if a card or token will be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Again, super powerful against Dredge, Delve, and even our own Lingering Souls, which if we do bring this in, we might want to think about taking out Lingering Souls, or just kind of say, if this does hit the battlefield, we don't get those 2 extra tokens from Lingering Souls flashback. Next up for us, this is Stony Silence. Affinity really isn't around as much right now, but the Ironworks deck is kind of around, so we want to bring in Stony Silence for that. A 2 mana enchantment, activated abilities of artifacts can't be activated, so There's that. We also have 2 cards in here that are pretty good against the aggro matchups right now. This is a 4-mana instant. Exile all attacking creatures target player controls. That player may search his or her library for that many basic land cards, put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle his or her library. And that is the full 75, folks. If you're wanting to build this on MTGO Traders, it's coming to about 215 tickets online, but that's nothing compared to the paper price. It's coming to about $700 in paper. I know it's a little expensive, but Orzhov Tokens is very powerful, and I loved building this deck list and of course brewing with it and testing it. So let's get into some matches and see how this deck performs in the meta. Alright guys, let's get into the matches here with Orzhov Tokens in the modern format. I'm really excited to see like what we can actually do with this deck list, because I really love Orzhov Tokens, and I feel like Orzhov Tokens is something that we might see even in probably the standard form right now. Gonna go with a Marsh Flats sack into a Godless Shrine. Gonna go with a Inquisition of Kozilek. We're seeing lots of mana producers here. Elvish Mystic, we're probably gonna grab that and pass turn. 1 green mana with a Utopia Sprawl, pass. Let's go for a Windswept Heath into a Plains and Bitter Blossom. Just a very good turn over turn value for us. Elder is there as well. Gonna go with an Intangible Virtue into a Legion's Landing. We can't attack with our tokens just yet, but next turn we'll be able to hit in for 4, which is very nice. Gonna go with an Acid. Ooh, get rid of a land. Ooh, that's not good here. So Legion's Landing gives us the ability to give us 3 lands next turn, and Lingering Souls is 3 mana, so might be something that's good for us. Unless they go with another land destruction spell. Let's see. 5 Elder, okay. 3 cards left in their hand. Another Acid? No! There's our black mana. There it goes. Godless Shrine, we're going to have that come in untapped and attack out here with a Lingering Souls cast after that. Again, they're blocking the 2/2 and sacrificing it, so we don't gain the life, but they don't take the damage. Let's go Lingering Souls and pass turn here. 3 cards left in the opponent's hand. And that is it. Nice. We had lots of damage on that battlefield there. And Ellis Persecution would have probably closed it out. Taking out our Planeswalkers here. Let's bring in Collective Brutality. Maybe some Disenchants. Taking out a Fatal Push. We'll see. Opening hand is 3 lands for us, and Raise the Alarm, Path to Exile, Spectral Procession, and Zealous Persecution. Utopia Sprawl again from the opponent. They're on the play. Let's go with the Godless Shrine tap this time. Arbor Elf is the play for them. Let's go Marsh Flats sack and go get maybe a Godless Shrine here. Waiting on the opponent to respond here. I don't think they have anything for us though, of course, because they're tapped out, and Arbor Elf has Summoning Sickness. Let's see. I would like to grab into probably a Godless Shrine. Let's have that come in tapped and Path to Exile the Arbor Elf so the Sprawl doesn't ramp them quickly. Sacred Tribe Builder from them. Let's go with a Plains into a Spectral Procession, creating 3 1/1s and passing turn. They sack, go for another land. 5 cards in hand, 5 mana on the battlefield. We can go with an Acid on our Godless Shrine there. Hit Marsh Flats, no problem. Let's go with another Plains, and then probably go with the Lingering Souls here. Let's just get in for 3. All right, 5 cards in hand for the opponent. Going for a Vivian Reed. Interesting play there. You guys know what archetype this actual deck is? I would love to know. Intangible Virtue off the top for us. Perfect card. Let's go with the Godless Shrine here. And let's attack 2 for Vivian Reed and the rest going to the opponent. And then go Zealous Persecution. This actually destroys the Elvish Mystic as well. So they lose their Planeswalker. They're down to 8. Have lethal. And that's it. Nice. Let's get into match 2 here and see how we do. By the way, this Sauron art, probably my favorite. And of course, Sauron, little known fact about me, is my favorite Planeswalker as far as artistically. As far as a character, he's kind of boring, but you know, whatever. Let's go Marsh Flats sack, going for a Godless Shrine, and Thoughtseize turn 1. Ooh, interesting. Let's get rid of that Coat of Arms there. Pass turn. Bouncing from the opponent there. Passing. Let's go with an Inquisition here and grab... Metallic Mimic sounds pretty good. This looks like a Rule Goblin deck. Super interesting. Spike Shot Elder from the opponent coming in. Lucky for us, it doesn't have haste. I'm gonna keep up Raise the Alarm, or maybe go for a Bitter Blossom. Let's go Bitter Blossom instead. Our 2 options there were Raise the Alarm or Bitter Blossom. Got a 1/1 with Double Strike here. Getting in for 1. We're gonna take 1 damage and make a 1/1. Say yes. You go Lingering Souls or go Raise the Alarm. Let's try and just pass turn here and see how they play it out. They go with a Timber Gorge, and they're attacking in for 1. Let's go Ellis Persecution to wipe their board state. Main phase 2 and Archangel. Go with the land here. Let's go Lingering Souls or Sauron. I think Sauron's probably the better move. Go +1 and get in for 2 lifelink. Go up to 12. Keep in mind we want to make sure that we have lots of life. Oh, nice. Got a concede from the opponent. Keeping Sauron in for that Bitter Blossom. Keep in mind that we were playing against an opponent that had red mana, so a Lightning Bolt could have been lethal to us had we lost too much more life. We were at 10, we were going to go down to 9, so 3 bolts would have done us in, so we want to make sure that we continue to gain some life there. Let's go with a submit here by shuffling around some cards and get into game 2. Opening hand has 2 land in it with a Inquisition. Seems decent. Opponent's going to go with a tap land, pass. Let's go with a Inquisition here and see what they have. 5 cards in hand, 2 Elder Shots, and a Commander. Problem. With another land here from the opponent going for an Elder. Let's go for a Plains and Intangible Virtue instead of a Raise the Alarm. Sure. Really like the Virtue play there since they're a little slower right now. They did some damage directly to us thanks to the Elder, and they did another point of damage, so we're down to 18. Let's go Windswept Heath, sack, and go for a Godless Shrine coming in tapped. And we're holding up Raise the Alarm as an instant blocker for us. 3 cards in hand, another Elder from the opponent. Gonna go damage to us directly, getting in for 1 here. Let's go Raise the Alarm and block that 1/1. Since our creatures are 2/2s thanks to Intangible Virtue. We go with a land drop. They only have 2 cards in hand, and we're not really going to use our Inquisition just yet. I'm gonna wait for that. We could go with a Lingering Souls, or just another Raise the Alarm. Let's see. What is going to go with a Maniacal Rage? Okay. 3/3 can't block. Gonna do damage toward this. We're gonna go Disenchant on that. And they're gonna probably just pass turn, right? Yeah. They do have enough for a Commander next turn. Go Raise the Alarm on instep, go Lingering Souls, and just get in for 8. Down to 8 for the opponent. 2 cards in hand. Chieftain from the opponent here. Interesting that they didn't use the Chieftain there, or the Commander there, but that's going to do it on that match. Let's get into match 3. Not all modern matches are winners. Opening hand is a kind of mana heavy, but I'll take it thanks to the Windswept Heaths here. Red mana from the opponent. This could be a... Ooh, okay, this looks like a Storm deck. We're going to take out the Steamkin. Windswept Heath is going to be the play for us. Let's go for a Plains and pass turn. Holding up either timely or not timely, holding up for Fatal Push or a Raise the Alarm. Pass turn from the opponent. Let's go Raise the Alarm. And Virtue's off the top here. Let's go Windswept Heath, get Virtue, and get in for 2 here. Holding up that Windswept Heath until Windstep, pass, get a golden, or a Godless Shrine, not a golden Shrine, Godless Shrine. Let's go Godless Shrine tapped and get in for 4. Opponent hasn't hit their second land drop, and this is turn 4, so this is probably just going to be a quick concede from the opponent on game 1. Yeah, seems about right. Let's bring in Damping Sphere since we know this is Storm. Let's bring in Rest in Peace. Bring in maybe Surgical Extraction as well. So let's hit submit for that. Taking out Path to Exiles. Fatal Push will be okay thanks to the Brawls, the Goblin Electromancers, and of course the Runaway Steamkin. Let's see here. 3 land. Windswept Heath is going to help us get some black mana, so we should be fine with this. Red mana, going to go Simian Spirit Guide into a Tormenting Voice. Okay, Increasing Vengeance is also the play. Let's go Windswept Heath, go for a Godless Shrine, and go Thoughtseize. Ooh, this isn't Storm. Okay. Reforge the Soul. Let's get rid of the Ascension there. Going with another Ascension off the top from the opponent. Very interesting. Let's go with the Legion's Landing here. That real quick. We could go with another Inquisition here and get rid of a Cathartic Retribution, or Cathartic Reunion, not Retribution. Sounds like a black card, not a red card. Metamorphose off the top from the opponent, drawing a card. Get 2 mana up. Turn here. Let's go with a land drop into Bitter Blossom. And Legion's Landing. Get it for 1. Good value overall so far. We are at 16 thanks to sacking and, you know, taking damage to Bitter Blossom just now. Inquisition. Probably take Increasing Vengeance instead of the Ritual and Reforge the Soul. If they cast Reforge the Soul, it really just fills up our hand too, so I really like that play for us. Get in for 3 here, flipping a Danto. It's going to go main phase 2 Ritual into Ritual. Get a token on, or a counter on that. And then go Reforge the Soul. Card their hand, draw 7 cards. Ooh, so good. Okay. We're going to make a 1/1 on Instep. We have Intangible Virtue here. Let's go with a Marshflat sack, get a Swamp. Playing out Intangible Virtue. Playing out Rest in Peace, and playing out Damping Sphere. Basically everything that's going to shut them down. Let's do that. Getting for 10 down to 4. What does the opponent have here? I don't think they have anything. That's going to do it. Nice. Let's get into match 4 here. That was fun. Really enjoy these token matchups. Yes. Opening hand has kind of a bad scenario, but we do have Legion's Landing with timely reinforcements. Thanks to the land drops, or the fetch lands, we're going to have less life than our opponent. And timely reinforcements, if they go wider than us, will give us 3/1/1. So, not terrible. Getting in for 1 here, though. The opponent here. A Sculler. Not great, because it does take our timely reinforcements, but we top deck into a Fatal Push, which is perfect. Got back. Go Windswept Heath, and go for a tap land on a Godless Shrine, getting in for 1. Slowly but surely, we're getting our life back. 5 cards in hand. 2/2, okay. Spectral Procession's really good. They can sacrifice it and destroy target artifact or enchantment from the Pride Mate there. Pride Mage. Go for Marshflat's Plains and go Spectral Procession. Yeah, they're going to sack and get rid of the Legion's Landing before we attack next turn. Makes sense. Getting in for 1. Land drop from the opponent here. Or going for Bloodbraid Elf into Lightning Helix. Ouch. Lightning Helix hitting directly, though, and getting in for 3. Let's just go with a double block here. Get that off the battlefield. Windswept Heath again for another Godless Shrine. And let's get in for 2. There's my Sea Cleaner popping up. Nice. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. Siege Rhino. Haven't seen that in a while. We've got a Gideon Ally of Zendikar here. Let's go Gideon Ally of Zendikar. We go +1. Let's go +1 here. We're trying to make a situation where if they do attack in with Siege Rhino, Gideon survives for the turn. Just trying to see if we have another good draw next turn. Sculler from the opponent, taking our timely reinforcements. Not great. 2 cards in hand for the opponent. Going for a Domri Raid here. Okay. Plussing here for Domri Raid. Get anything for that. Getting in for 4. Let's see. Looks like they're going to go for Gideon. Yep. Getting Gideon down to 1 here. Lingering Souls is very good, especially with all of the mana we have. Let's go Lingering Souls and Lingering Souls once again. Then a pass turn here. Cards in hand for the opponent. Plussing Domri Raid once again. Grabbing a Pride Mage. Getting that Pride Mage out. This is what I want them to do. I want them to attack in with Siege Rhino, and we block with all of our tokens. Because the 4/5 is very difficult to get around, especially because it has Trample as well. Yeah, they're attacking in on Gideon here. We're just going to block it with everybody just in case they have a removal spell like a Lightning Helix. And we'll have 3 tokens left out after that. Let's go with a +1 here and try and attack Domri Raid. They're likely not going to want us to do that, so might be able to get rid of a Pride Mage or a Sculler. Yeah, getting rid of a Pride Mage, that's fine. Plussing on Domri Raid once again. 3 cards in hand. They have a Mantis Rider. 2 to the Sculler and Mantis Rider hitting Gideon. We're going to block the Sculler and the Mantis Rider. We do get back our timely reinforcements, which is very good. Let's see. We probably want to use timely before we do anything with Gideon. Let's go +1 here and attack Domri Raid. This does drop Domri Raid down to 1. Mantis Rider can still kill Gideon. But that's really the best option we have besides making a 2/2. Yeah, Mantis Rider's going to be destroyed. Gideon there. Fatal Push off the top here. So we're going to try to kill Domri Raid. They block a token. Yes, they do. Fatal Push works for Mantis Rider now. Very good. Very, very good. 4 cards in hand now for the opponent. Hit a land drop. Let's go Inquisition here and see what they have in their hand. Nothing but land. Nice. All right, let's just get in for 2 now. We're both kind of in top deck mode, but we have land creatures on the battlefield, so we should be fine. Another Domri Raid from the opponent here. Going for a Noble Hierarch. Intangible Virtue for us. Very nice. Let's go for a double attack against Domri Raid. Assume Noble Hierarch is going to block. Yep, it does. Domri Raid down to 2 here. 3 cards in hand for the opponent, going up to 3 for Domri Raid. Birds of Paradise, Bitter Blossom for us. Here comes the value. Oh, there it goes. Good concede, good concede. Bringing in a Path to Exile here. Let's see if I want to bring anything else out or in here. Brutality could be okay. Settle the Wreckage could also be okay. Let's take out Gideon. Sauron might be the card to take out instead, though. Let's take out Sauron and bring in Gideon. Take out a Inquisition. Submit. All right, let's see what we have in our opening hand. We have 2 lands with 2 Thoughtseizes. That's perfect. Hierarch from the opponent. Let's go with a Swamp and grab maybe a Mantis Rider. Out of Fins is pretty good too. These are all really good, but they don't have lots of mana, so we're going to get rid of the Mantis Rider. Birds of Paradise is probably coming out this turn. No, a top deck, a Noble Hierarch. Okay. They're also going for the Birds of Paradise? Yes. Oh, Zealous Persecution is going to be real good now. Nice. Oh, that was awesome. Oh, and a scoop. Very nice. All right, let's get into match 5 and see what we can do with this last one. Oh, that Zealous Persecution is perfect. Again, if they're up against, or if you're up against a more heavy like mana-based deck, then Persecution is amazing. Roll it down to 5. I'm gonna go with Legion's Landing, pass. Let's see, 8 cards in hand. Windswept Heath off the top is perfect. Let's go for a Godless Shrine. A yes, and go Intangible Virtue, get in for 2 lifelink. And of course, Vigilance. 8 cards in hand for the opponent here. For a Plains. Ooh, Lightning Helix hitting our creatures, not great. Another Marsh Flats is very good. Let's go with another Godless Shrine into a Legion's Landing, make a 2/2. I'd like to get into a Lingering Souls now. Wooded Foothills into another Lightning Helix, ouch! That hurt. Ellis Persecution off the top, not great. Back in those Wooded Foothills, grabbing a Team Vents. Okay. Tapland. Wild Nakati, okay. Interesting. Exactly sure what this deck list is. Windswept Heath coming in, we're going to go for another Godless Shrine and pass turn. Really need some token production here. Like we're going to take 3. We could go with a Path to Exile if we want to, but I think we're just going to take it for now and be kind of conservative with the Path to Exile. Main phase 2 here, 5 cards in hand. Love to hit a probably Intangible Virtue or maybe Procession. Gideon would also be okay because it creates a creature. Helmet Reinforcements isn't bad. Let's do that. I like that play. Creates 3 2/2s for us. And holding up a path here, pretty good as well. Have any more Lightning Helixes? No, you have Lightning Bolts. Ouch. All right. Looks like they're getting in for 3 here. Let's just go path. Get rid of that. Being back up to 20 is very good for us. Main phase 2 for the opponent. Passing turn. Gideon is very good off the top. Let's go Gideon here. And let's create a 2/2 or +1. Go 2/2. It's a 3/3 right now for us, which is very good. Let's get in for 2. And Lightning Bolt on the 3/3. Making 4 though. Down to 19. 4 cards in hand from the opponent. Sacred Foundry. Going for, ooh. Getting rid of our Gideon there. Let's get in for 4 here. Down to 15. Pass turn. Tarmogoyf off the top from the opponent. We've got a Fatal Push, which is perfect for Tarmogoyf. So instep, we're going to go Fatal Push. Yep. Good. They'll just continue to crack in for 4. Path to Exile off the top is also very good. Getting in for 4 here. Down to 11. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. Curd Ape. All right, this is a 2/3 for us. Ellis Persecution is going to be really good in this situation. We're going to save the Path to Exile and use Persecution. Getting in for 4. Let's go Persecution here and make sure the Curd Ape does die. Our creature survives because it's a 3/3. This is a 1/2, and we get in for 3. Down to 8 here. Another Curd Ape from the opponent. 2 cards in hand. Oh, top deck of Fatal Push. Perfect. Get in for 4. Now, if they don't have 2 threats, next turn we win. Let's see. Gadog T coming in. Like nothing else. Sauron is for us. We can't cast it, so we're going to go Gadog T, Path to Exile, and get in for 4 if we can. That's going to do it. Lightning Bolt. Nice. Down to 2 for the opponent. Let's go for Sauron here and just make it 2/2. Actually, a 3/3 flyer. Have it? You do not. There we go. It's good, tempo for us. Turn over turn. All right, this game is sort of interesting. We could bring in more Path to Exiles. Sell the Wreckage is also an answer. We just want to hit submit. See if what we can do in the next game. I think our deck is actually pretty well positioned against a deck like this, where they're a tempo-based kind of creature-based deck. So we should see though the next game here. I am really excited to if we can get another reinforcements off like that. It's always a nice feeling whenever you feel really behind and then timely reinforcements just sets you back up at 20. Very useful for us. All right, getting into game 2 here. Opening hand is not terrible. Lingering Souls and Bitter Blossom is very good here. Bitter Blossom being the better card versus Lingering Souls since turn 2 play. Sacred Foundry from the opponent going with a Curd Ape on turn 1. Ooh, Intangible Virtue off the top as well. Very powerful. Let's go with the Godless Shrine pass. Buddha's Foothill Sack. 4 cards in hand for the opponent. Got a lot of Shocklands here. Overgrown Tomb. And tapped. Oh no, they came in untapped. 2/3 hitting us. Let's go with the Marsh Flats here. Go down to 16. Go Island and go Bitter Blossom. Just kind of setting up our next line of play. We are going to take a lot of damage this turn, taking 5, going down to 11, and down to 10 thanks to Bitter Blossom. Let's go Legion's Landing here, and Intangible Virtue. Have 2 2/2s. And next turn we can go Gideon, or we can go Lingering Souls. Ooh, ouch. Get rid of our lifelinker there. 2/3 and a 3/3 hitting us. I think we take it. 1 to 4 here. Let's go Lingering Souls and play a Godless Shrine and pass. Would love to have Sorin get in for 2 life, Flying and Vigilance. Not have lifelink, so we're going to be taking another point of damage. Ooh, ouch. Incinerate from the opponent. Do you have a Lightning Helix? We're down to 1 here. Can we turn this around? Hitting in timely reinforcements. Nope, we're gonna concede. Let's go to game 3 here. Bring in a Path to Exile. Bring in Collect Brutality. Sell the Wreckage, yeah. Another Collect Brutality. There we go. Let's say yes. Opening hand is Legion's Landing and 2 pushes. I think that's fine. Let's go with a Plains into a Legion's Landing. We just didn't see as much removal as we needed to that game. That's fine. Let's get into a game 3. And let's see, got a Nakati there. Let's go with a push onto that. And just get in for 1. We need to 1-for-1 their creatures as possible. 6 cards in hand for them. Going for a Dark Confidant. Interesting. Let's go with a Thoughtseize from the opponent, or for the opponent. Ooh, lots of burn here. I think we want to take Jund Charm here because of our Legion's Landing. Or not Legion's Landing, for Lingering Souls. Sorry. Try and get in for 1, see if they want to block. Don't want to. We have Fatal Push for the Dark Confidant, but we want to make sure that they're actually taking a lot of damage with the Confidant there. Getting in for 2. Let's pass turn here. The Shrine off the top. Let's go Marsh Flats. Go for a Lingering Souls. Get in for one. Marshflat sack for them. Sacred Foundry untapped. Okay. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Going to get rid of the landing here. No problem. That would have flipped next turn, but does not now. Are confident. They're down to 8, so they're down to 6 now thanks to Lightning Helix. That does help them, though. Armogoyf off the top for them, though. Go with a Fatal Push on the... Getting in for 2. Strange. I feel like they shouldn't have attacked there, but they don't know we have Fatal Push, so... Go Inquisition here and get rid of their Lightning Helix. 1 mana Lightning Bolt onto a Spirit. Let's get rid of Lightning Helix, and we also have Lingering Souls in our hand as well. Down to 4. Let's go Lingering Souls and pass turn here. Ooh, they get into a Volcanic Fallout. Nice! But also hurts them, so they could wipe the board state, but it would also kill them. It is instant speed as well. Go Bitter Blossom and attack in here. Now they'll want to trade with a Confidant, but I feel like opponent might just concede here. Now they're gonna concede in fashion. Nice. Oh, good. GG. And that is the deck tech, guys. Hope you liked it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know what modern deck I should cover in the future. Like it if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We have a ton of content hitting every single day on the channel, and more content coming in the near future. We've got some holiday guides. What's happening? Holiday guides coming in the near future for you know, Christmas is coming up and all that fun stuff. So you got to get stuff for your MTG players out there, and we're going to hopefully help you with that in the decision-making process. But that's going to do for today's video, guys. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome MTG content just like this. And make sure to tap the bell icon to be notified whenever a video is made live. If you want to keep watching content, here are 2 more videos for you. This video and many others are sponsored by MTGO Traders and Cape Fear Games. Buy and sell digital singles to build your online collection today with MTGO Traders, and get your paper singles, accessories, and much more from Cape Fear Games. Whatever your Magic needs, both places have you covered.